This is Boomer Life on CIL 650.
This is Boomer Life. I'm Joanne Sutton, and today we're talking about dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Joined in studio with Alzheimer's Society BC CEO Maria Howard. Now, Maria, can you help explain how the Alzheimer's Society of BC helps to change the journey of dementia once somebody has that diagnosis?
The Alzheimer's Society of BC, our tagline is Help for Today, Hope for Tomorrow. And really that embodies the real necessary support and help that people need who are on this journey, whether it's those who have been actually diagnosed or their families or their caregivers or their connected special people in their lives. First Link is our one of our main supports that we provide. It's a program that's offered throughout the province for all British Columbians, and it's an early intervention resource where people who have been diagnosed with Alzheimer's can be referred, whether it's through their physician or a healthcare professional, or they can directly refer themselves to come and become connected with the society and begin to receive the information and the support that we hope will make their journey just that much easier.
So is it just straight education, or how does First Link actually work?
It's a variety of programs and services. So the initial contact is information that can come through our website or through a phone call. They connect with one of our support workers who will then begin to talk with them and understand about their own situation, depending upon where they live, and again, their situation in terms of their community and their path along that journey. When you receive a diagnosis, it's a really hard thing, and people respond to that in very many different ways. And some people are ready to receive information and start doing something now. Other people have to digest that and think about that. And that might not be that everybody also is on the same page. It may be that the family or the individual, the person and their partner also may not be at the same place. And so our goal is to reach out and let them know where the contact is and the connection, and then to keep connecting with them until they are ready to reach out and have some more support. We offer a number of different programs that focuses on straight education, understanding the disease, understanding what they're going to go through. It also has a lot of information on terms of how to speak to your physician, facts on what's going to happen in terms of as your changes happen in terms of cognition and physical state, things like driving, wandering, diet, health, all those important questions that people will have. We also offer a number of support groups, which is really important for people to have a place where they can come to meet with others who have that shared experience.
Sure, and share your stories or compare
Absolutely.
notes. Even though everybody's story would be completely different, it's the support is absolutely essential. Because I'm also thinking that once a family receives a diagnosis of Alzheimer or a form of dementia, they might feel quite isolated.
Absolutely. They might not want to, there's a real stigma attached with having Alzheimer's, and so they might not want to reach out to their family or to their coworkers or to their neighbors and say, guess what's happened to us? They may want to keep very quiet about that because they don't know what to do, and that is all very normal responses. And so to have a group where you can come and begin to have those conversations. And again, we recognize that because Alzheimer's touches a variety of people, if you are 50 and your husband who is 50 who is working and you have teenager children has received a diagnosis, a support group of women who are around your age and understand that is going to be very beneficial as opposed to a support group of people who are older. So our support groups vary depending upon people's different circumstances.
And can we just establish quickly, it's not just an old person's disease?
Absolutely not. Certainly the majority of people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's are older, and that's partly because people are living longer these days. But absolutely many of the people who are diagnosed are younger than 65. And that becomes a very different challenge. There's financial pressures, there's children, there's careers, there's all those factors that suddenly become very scary,
Sure.
Very threatening for people. And again, to have information to begin to think about the decisions while people are able to make the decisions is really important.
Mm-hmm. It's all about being educated. So how can British Columbians make their communities more dementia friendly?
Dementia-Friendly Communities is a very important initiative for the Alzheimer's BC, and it's the belief that we need to increase awareness and do a culture change in our communities around someone who has dementia or Alzheimer's and how to support them so that they can remain in the community and be safe and access all the things that they've normally done. We know that there are over 70,000 people who live in the province who have been diagnosed with dementia. That's quite substantial. But what is even more amazing is that over 60% of those people, or probably around 60% of those individuals who have been diagnosed, still live in the community. And so those are people who are still out shopping, out walking, banking, whatever they may be doing, and they're all going to be at a different place in their own journey. So dementia-friendly communities is a way to go into a community, whether it's at the municipal level with city councils, whether it's with the library or senior center, and begin to talk about what it really means to have Alzheimer's, dispelling myths, beginning to help people have the necessary tools and resources to reach out and embrace those who have dementia and Alzheimer's and continue to include them in the community.
Make sure they know they're not alone.
Absolutely. If you see someone, standing at the bus stop and it's pouring rain and they're wearing a sweater and you drive by to the store and then you drive by an hour later, they're standing there.
They're still there. Say something, do something,
Absolutely.
Be proactive.
Absolutely.
Offer them a kind hand or even phone your doctor. Right?
Absolutely. And it's a way to make people begin to understand that we all come with our own challenges, and people with Alzheimer's have still a lot they can contribute. They may have their own personal challenges in terms of energy or sight or comprehension, but there is a way that we can reach out and help them. And I know we have had many people say that they have had a parent who has gone for a walk and not returned, and a very helpful neighbor or a helpful community member has helped brought them home. That is significant. That makes us all feel a part of a community, and that's where we want people to be.
Absolutely. I don't think a week goes by now, and being from the radio station, that we don't wake up on a Monday morning and hear of a news story or help report a story of a member of the community has gone missing, and they are a senior, or they're known to have Alzheimer's, or they're missing their medication. It's a very common occurrence now.
It is, and it's a very complicated part of the disease. Not everybody wanders, and many people who are wandering often aren't wandering because they might be out walking to work, or they might be walking, so they have a purpose. And so there is a way to support that individual, to keep them safe, and there are many different ways to do that. And again, that goes back to the real importance of information early, because each family needs to sit down and talk about that and set the best plan for their own unique situation, so that it again is focused on the person, not opposed as being focused on the disease.
So we're just going to switch topics really quickly here and talk a little bit about how we can get involved with the community in helping the Alzheimer's Society in the aspect of fundraising. I know you have a number of great activities coming up.
Absolutely. Fundraising is so essential for our society. It helps bring in the dollars that we use to run our programs. We use the dollars to support research. That's a very important aspect for our society. It also is a way of building awareness and education and supporting the dementia-friendly communities. We have a number of signature events that happen through the year.
It's the Scotiabank Hockey for Alzheimer's Tournament.
Absolutely. It's a very exciting event. It happens in November, but throughout the year we have a number of teams who come together and begin to have their all little mini hockey league and begin to draft players. We have NHL alumni that come as a part, and it becomes such an exciting event that works out through the year as people begin to fundraise and get their players for their team. And then on November 12th to 15th of this year, we have this wonderful hockey tournament that happens where people get to come together and play with NHL alumni and raise dollars for Alzheimer's. Very exciting.
Sounds great. And you've also got the biggie, the annual Ascent for Alzheimer's, where you take groups up Kilimanjaro.
Yes, it's a really unique event, and it's a really important one where teams of 10 to 12 people come together and train, and they hike Mount Kilimanjaro. And very much hiking Mount Kilimanjaro is very much like an experience that someone might be going through on their dementia journey. It's a moment to really appreciate what people live, and it's an ability to fundraise again and raise education. We partner that event with a grouse grind, our Mount Kilimanjaro grouse grind, which we run on this year. It will be September 27th, where people, teams of 7, hike up the grouse grind, and we do that 7 times in a team, which is then the equivalent of what it would be to ascent on Mount Kilimanjaro.
Wow. I know you can sign up for these events online as well. www.ascentbc.ca, and that's for the Ascent for Alzheimer's at Mount Kilimanjaro. And we can get more information about your fundraising on your website.
Absolutely. We have another event called Anything for Alzheimer's because we recognize a lot of people have many creative ideas for raising money, dollars for Alzheimer's. And so we encourage people, if you have a great idea that you would like to put forward and take off on and raise some dollars, to come to our Anything for Alzheimer's on our website. And we will then actually look at that idea with you and provide the necessary support to make that work. And it's a really great, people have had great ideas in terms of cake sales, in terms of golf tournaments and runs. Just recently, Mark Jett at Whistler Mountain broke the world's record for vertical skiing, for vertical feet in skiing, and is on a great fundraising path, and we really appreciate his support in that.
So you welcome all events.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Maria Howard is the CEO with Alzheimer's Society BC. Thank you so much, Maria, for sharing with us today on Boomer Life.
Thank you for your time.
And please go to the best source for information, alzheimerbc.org. I'm Joanne Sutton. Thanks for being with us today. That is our program on CIAL 650.